All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Thank you all for tuning in. So in the previous 9 videos, I went through skip counting and solving multiplication problems within each of the single-digit fact families. And in this video, I'm going to go over the order to learn skip counting and the best order to learn your fact families from easiest to hardest. So I have that written down. I'm going to go through it so we're all clear. All right. So I would start with the 10 fact family. I would start by being able to skip counting by tens from 10 to 100. Just skip count the numbers, counting by tens. Then solve all the multiplication problems in the 10 fact family. I would start with that one. Then I would move on to the 5 fact family. You skip count by fives from 5 to 50. Really, it would be ideally you should skip count from 5 to 100. I just skip counted to 50 because if you can skip count from 5 to 50, you'll be able to solve all the multiplication problems within the fact family. But if you're able to skip count all the way to 100, it'll prepare you even more. But anyways, I don't want to deviate and get off target. So practice skip counting by tens with just the numbers. Solve all the multiplication problems in the 10 fact family. Then from there, you move on to the 5 fact family. Once you've mastered the 10 fact family, you move on to the 5 fact family. Once you've mastered the 5 fact family, then I will go on to the 2 fact family, then the 3 fact family, then the 4 fact family, then the 6 fact family, then the 7 fact family, then the 8 fact family, and then the 9 fact family is the most difficult. That's the one that you should do last. Next thing, and this is a very, very important thing to talk about. How do you know when you're ready to move on to the next fact family? What is the criteria for you to say, I've mastered this, I know how to skip count by this number, I can solve all the multiplication problems within this fact family. When can I move on? How do I know that I'm ready to move on to the next fact family? So here's the criteria for that. You know you're ready to move on to the next fact family when you're able to solve all the multiplication problems in a given fact family correctly 4 days in a row. And you've done so without looking at the answers. And you're able to do so fluently and automatically. So 10 fact family, you skip count from 10 to 100. You solve all the multiplication problems in the 10 fact family correctly. And you've done so without having to refer to my video or look back at the answers. And the last piece of criteria is it's fluent, it's automatic. As you're solving the problems, it's something that you don't have to think about for very long. You can instantly 1 times 10 is 10, 2 times 10 is 20. Like it's to the point where it's automatic, where you know it in your sleep. So those are the criteria for when you know that you're ready to move on. All right, solved all the multiplication problems in a fact family correctly 4 days in a row, and you solve them without looking at the answers, and it's fluent and automatic. So that's when you know you're ready to move on to the next fact family. And when you do move on to a new fact family, like let's say you've met the criteria, you mastered the 10 fact family. You're starting the 5 fact family for the first time. Review the previous fact family you mastered before starting with the new one. The first day that you're starting with the 5 fact family, take 5 quick minutes, review all the problems in the 10 fact family. Then move on to the 5 fact family. Then when you're ready for the 2 fact family, review at least once a week. Review the 10 and 5 fact family so it sticks with you. All right. So this is the order that I would recommend learning your multiplication fact families. This is the criteria for when you know that you've mastered the fact family. And trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say. And take your time. The first day, if you're brand new to multiplication and you're brand new to learning to skip counting, it's okay to watch the video first. It's okay to watch the video first and then skip count and solve the problems after you've watched the video. You can watch me skip count 10 to 100, and then you can practice doing that yourself. You can do that for 5 days in a row, 10 days in a row before you attempt to do the problems independently. That's okay. I would actually recommend doing these problems with my guidance for at least a couple weeks before attempting to do it on your own. So again, I want to be clear. I don't want to be confused. I don't want to confuse anybody. But you start with the 10 fact family. You use my video to guide you. Do that for 5 days, 10 days, however long you feel comfortable. And then for the 4 days in a row where you want to test yourself and see, am I ready to move on to the next fact family? For those 4 days, then you attempt the problems independently without watching my video first. All right. If you let me know what you think in the comment section. If what I'm saying makes sense. If you're confused on anything, leave a comment, and then I'll respond to your comment. I'll clarify. I might not be able to immediately stop what I'm doing and respond, but I will respond as soon as I can. And that's the order. Now, as promised, I am going to show you what to do if you come across some mixed multiplication problems and you're not at the point where you've mastered that fact family yet. I am going to show you that next. So what I would recommend, you're learning the 10 fact family. You've followed my video. You listen to me skip count, then you try skip counting on your own or skip counted with me. And you solved all the multiplication problems within that fact family. Then I would recommend doing 3 additional problems using these strategies. You know what? So let's say you have the problem 3 times 8. You have not mastered the 8 fact family yet. You don't know how to skip count by 8s yet. Here's what you can do. Here's how you can go about solving it. 3 times 8 means that you're adding the number 8 3 times. You're adding 8 plus 8 plus 8. So if you're not able to do that in your head, what you can do is you can make 3 groups and put 8 in each group. So I like to draw circles. So I'm going to make 3 circles. And I'm going to put 8 items in each circle. It doesn't matter what the items are, what the drawing is. I like to use X's, but you can use X's, you can use dots, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I'll use X's for the demonstration. So I have 3 circles, and I'm going to make 8 X's in each circle. Notice as I'm drawing these X's, they're spaced out. What you don't want to do is draw the X's right on top of each other. The easiest way to make a mistake with this strategy is if you do something like this. If you're drawing your X's and they're right on top of each other, that's where you're at risk for miscounting. So do not draw your X's like this where they're bunched up. Make sure that you space them out. So I now have 3 groups of 8. I have 3 circles with 8 X's in each circle. So now I'm going to count the total number of x's. So here we go. Ready? 1, and I'm just going to count by 1 because I'm not, again, this is for if you haven't mastered skip counting. So I'm just going to count the total number of x's. All right. I have 8 in each circle. I want to know the total number of x's that we have in all 3. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And we have our answer. 3 times 8 equals 24. Now, I would recommend counting a second and third time, just to make sure that you've got the right answer. So it's okay to double check, triple check your work. So let me count again just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right. Now this strategy, it takes a little bit longer. It will get you the right answer every time as long as you take your time and you go about solving the problem carefully, and as long as you space out your drawings so they're clear to see. The only way I've seen anybody make a mistake with this strategy is if they bunched up their drawing, like they've had their X's or dots too close together. That's the only time I've seen anybody make a mistake with the strategy. So it works. All right, 4 times 9. So again, here's the scenario. You're on the 10 fact family or the 5 fact family. Let's say you mastered the first 2 fact families, but you're not yet at the point where you can skip count by 9. You're not there yet. So what you can do is you can draw 4 groups of 9. You can make 4 circles with 9 X's or 9 dots in each circle. So I'm going to make 4 groups, 4 big circles here. And I'm going to draw 9 X's in each circle. All right, so I have 4 groups of 9. I have 4 circles with 9 X's in each circle. I'm going to count the total number of X's and see how many total X's I have. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And then I would also recommend counting a second time to make sure that you have the correct number. Now let's say you're not really that good at drawing circles. Drawing circles isn't really your thing. You can just make 4 rows of 9. So let's just say I'm not that good at drawing circles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw 9 X's in each row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 1 row. 2 rows. 3 rows. 4 rows. 4 rows. I have 4 rows of 9 here. So now I'm going to count them up. I'm going to count the total number of X's. I have 4 rows of 9. Now I need to find 9 X's in each row. I want to find the total number of X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 4 times 9 equals 36. All right. Seven times 5. Actually, yeah, all right. 7 times 5. Now here's another strategy. You're not at the point where you can do the skip counting in your head yet, but you can add a little bit in your head. And well, I'll just show you another strategy you can use. So 7 times 5 means that you're adding the number 5 7 times. So you're adding 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So you're adding the number 5 7 times. So you can't do all the skip counting in your head, but let's say you can do a little bit of it in your head. Like, you know what 5 plus 5 is. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay, I just added the number 5 twice. So now I have 10, and I'm going to add 5 to the number 10. 10 plus 5 equals 15. I just added the number 5 3 times. 15 plus 5 equals 20. I just added the number 5 4 times. Each time I add 5, I cross out the 5 up here, so I know that that's how many times I've added it. All right. 20 plus 5 equals 25. All right, so now I just added the number 5 times. I got 2 more. I got to add the number 5 2 more times. 25 plus 5 equals 30. So now I just add the number 5 6 times. 30 plus 5 equals 35. So now I just added the number 5 7 times. So 7 times 5 is 35. All right, so those are some additional multiplication strategies that you can use. I hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, if it was helpful. If you're still confused, if there's anything you don't understand, please put that in the comments. I won't be able to answer them immediately, but I will answer them as soon as possible. And please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope this has helped you to become a better student and become better at learning multiplication.